וירושלים כמעולם ושנים קדמוניות, תנא דבי אליהו כל השונה הלכות בכל יום מופך ראש ובין העולם הבא, שנאמר הליכות עולם לא אל תקרא הליכות אלא הלכות.
חזק וברוך, בוקר טוב, welcome to the next minyan. I want to tell you a couple of interesting things. Number one, there's a Gemara that says like this in Masechet Shabbat, that when they come, the Jews, to pray on Shabbat, it says they come, the minhag is to come late. Okay? So what does that mean? A little bit later than usual. By the way, Baruch Hashem, I think we fulfill this halakha very well over here in this minyan. Right, on Friday night, when we come, for mincha, the rabbi always makes sure that we do a little bit late. If he's not here, I do it also myself. I make sure that it's a little bit late. So we do it, Baruch Hashem. Also in the morning, I remember Maran, Rabbi, he used to have minyan every day at 7 o'clock. This was the shachrit. But on Shabbat, he used to move it to 7:30. Why? To fulfill this Gemara that says that the minhag is to start late on Shabbat. So there is a thing like this, to make it a little bit later. Since we do nets over here, in Shabbat morning, it's not really relevant so much, to do late. But if you're doing a regular minyan, a little bit later, 15 minutes, half hour later, this is like a nice thing to do in order to give kavod to Shabbat. Why is it kavod Shabbat? Because people need to rest a little bit, menuchat Shabbat. So we give them a little bit more time to sleep, half hour, or give a bit more z's over here on this side, that side, right? Make sure you got everything. Okay, Baruch Hashem. That's good to know. Also, another important thing I want to tell you is that Bameh Madlikin, right? The question is, why do we say Bameh Madlikin, the MISHNAIOT Bameh Madlikin, on Erev Shabbat, Leil Shabbat? Why do we do that? So according to the Pshat, it says in Shulchan Aruch, the reason is because to remind people to light the Shabbat candles, right? Candles of Shabbat. Make sure, so this reminds you to do the lighting of the Shabbat candles. This is the reason why we say it. But according to the Sod, by the way, according to the Kabbalah, it says the Khatam Sofer, something interesting, He says that there's also another tikkun from Bameh Madlikin. What's the tikkun? He says that when you say one parak of MISHNAIOT, what happens is that the neshama yetera that you're supposed to get for Leil Shabbat, you get a special neshama. What happens is that it helps that neshama to sit nicely on you, to be like meyushav, make sure it's on the right base, like your telephone, right? When you put it, you make sure it's on the base, so it gets charged. So the neshama also has to be like on the base, make sure it's sitting good there, nicely adjusted. So that's what it does. The MISHNAIOT of Bameh Madlikin, we said Bameh Madlikin. So it serves two purposes according to this. Then Baruch Hashem, it's a very nice thing. So this way, what happens is like this, that when you say Bameh Madlikin, your Neshama Yeshamei Torah is mechuvan. It's nicely well adjusted on you. And this way you feel good, you feel kadosh, you feel holy, you feel happy, Baruch Hashem, But if you don't say it, you're going to miss that, So therefore, it's really a mitzvah to say Bameh Madlikin. Make sure you say. Another thing I want to tell you is about Chanuka, right? That when we light candles on Erev Shabbat, on Chanuka, right? So what happens? We light early. How is it that we do that, by the way? We light it before the night. From Plag HaMincha, you're allowed to light already. What's Plag HaMincha? It's 1 hour before Shkia, before sundown. You're already allowed to light Hanukkah candles. So, the thing is like this, that since we have no choice, we are allowed to light even earlier, before the night, and make the bracha, even though it's not night yet. But there's no other way to do it, so therefore you're allowed to do it. Same thing, by the way, applies to a person that's going on a trip, okay, whatever. He's going somewhere, and he can't be home, at night when it gets dark, so they allow him to light a Plag HaMincha 1 hour before Shkia, because he has no other choice, Why is that, by the way? Because according to Rabbi Yehuda in the Talmud, in Masechet Brachot, after Plag HaMincha is already considered to be night. So therefore, when we have no choice, we do like the Dat Yachid, like the minority opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, and we light a Plag HaMincha, and you're allowed to make the blessing, right? Just like we do on Erev Shabbat, we make the blessing, right? Even though it's not night, we make the bracha. So the same thing, right? Always, when you light from Plag HaMincha, for whatever reason you need, you have to also make the bracha as usual, right? Another important, interesting thing I want to tell you is that Erev Shabbat, when we light Hanukkah candles, is that a person, what's the order that a person should do it? First, you light Hanukkah candles, and then Shabbat candles. This is the proper way to do, So what does that mean? The best thing to do is like this, light Hanukkah candles about half hour before Shkia, before sunset, and then you go to shul, right? You play mincha, you go to shul. You have time, 10 minutes, to get to the shul. So you have about 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes before Shkia, before sunset, you light Shabbat candles. This is the proper way to do it. Some people, by the way, what they do? They have some minyanim, they have a minhag on Erev Shabbat, Hanukkah. They do mincha early, like at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock mincha. Why? Because they want to do the mincha before the lighting of the candles, But the truth is that Maran, he wasn't makpid on this. He used to do the minyan at the regular time. So therefore, we don't have to do it this way. But some communities have a custom to do this way. So Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen, Amen. Shabbat Shalom.